everyone. I'm Adriana Monique Alvarez, the CEO of Alma Publishing, and we are back with our series, The So Much More Stories. And we are so honored to have Dina with us today. Hi, Dina. How are you?
Hi, Adriana. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for being here, for inviting me. It's awesome.
Absolutely. So first off, tell us where in the world you're joining from.
I'm in South Africa, Cape Town. Yeah. And a little place called Hout Bay, which is a suburb of Cape Town, and it's absolutely magical, right at the beach.
Oh, how beautiful. You have to send me a picture after this in Messenger.
I will definitely.
Sweet. Well, the reason that we're doing this series is because the sacred art of storytelling is nearly lost. We don't sit around the campfire anymore. We rarely have meals in modern society, And so what I find is that the stories that come from our life experiences and from our journey are often not passed on to anyone else. And so we want to take a few minutes today to have you share one of your stories. And the first thing that I would like you to tell us is, how do most people know you? They know you as what? What title?
I would say as a coach. And my kids know me as mother, my husband as dearly beloved wife.
Oh.
And but yeah, I would say in my professional life, most people that I come across know me as a coach, and now as a publisher.
Yes. And I know you are so much more. Is there anyone that you would like to dedicate this story to?
I would like to dedicate this story to us in this moment. In this moment, because it's not to our younger selves, or to our when we are 80. Life happens now.
Beautiful. I will have you share your story with us now.
Okay, so this happened many years ago. The kids were small, and my husband Johan and I, we joined 3 other couples. We went to the Comores, and we rented a yacht to go on this 5-day scuba dive trip. And it's the brochure was absolutely amazing about what the yacht looked like, the cabins, what a brochure looks like. It's a picture, but of course it was not exactly that we when we arrived there, the boat was much smaller. That we got actually, that they told the story that no, there was a double booking and that yacht went out with someone else, but we can have this one. But it wasn't really fine. Okay, so we said no, that's good. And it was beautiful. So we sailed right around the main island. It was about 100-mile sail, and we got to this remote place with these other little islands, and you could see when the few times that we saw local people, they would immediately disappear again or hide away. And if you pick up a camera, they would run. But it was the most spectacular scenery. And of course, diving under the water. Oh, it was, we once saw this fern. I'm not kidding you. Those, I call them branches because they're not just leaves. They were about 30, 40 meters long.
Wow.
We had to swim around it. And then once when we swam around it, I saw it was amazing. I thought to myself, how on earth is it possible that a Volkswagen bonnet can be here on this ledge? And I was thinking, how? Because it really looked like a Volkswagen bonnet, the whole thing that's around. And as we went closer and closer, it was a turtle. So huge. So huge. Anyway, we also saw a turtle laying her eggs.
Oh.
That was really awesome. But anyway, but then after a few days, the little things in the boat began to shake up. The ice machine broke after about 2 days there, and it's hot, eh? It's hot. The ice machine broke, and after about the fourth day, or the third or fourth day, we were really having a grand time. The skipper and his wife came, and she cooked for us, and it was really, everything was fabulous. But then the skipper got a warning that there was a storm coming. And we packed up as quick as we go, and we could, the moment we knew it, we could see it. It was coming fast and furious. And that was one of the most scary moments in my life, because this, of course, on top of everything else, one of the other, there were 2 engines on the boat, and one broke. So there was just one engine with a storm coming at us at how many miles an hour, and the skipper trying to get away from the storm. He was strapped in the cockpit around the steering wheel. My husband joined him to help him. Was also strapped in. All us other cowards were hiding in the cabins. I was so nauseous. I couldn't know what to do, and it was so scary. The sound of the waves. You know, the meters were like 5-meter swells, and this little tiny boat went up and down over them. So it was really hours of being really fearing for our lives, of maybe we're not going to make it. And I remember praying and thinking, dear God, my kids are so small. I really have to get home. And but fortunately we made it, and we came out on the other side, and we still had another day or so there before we went home. But what that showed me are so many things about when you're inside something as harrowing as that. And I mean, so many things in our lives can represent that to some degree. There's no other way but through it. There was no turning back. It couldn't go back because the storm was there. So we had to just run for our lives, but had to actually just weather the storm and go through it. So yeah, so that's my story.
Wow, thank you so much, Dina. And that's so true. You know, the way is through. We can try to go around and over and under, but sooner or later, we're going to square up with it. And, you know, that's when all of our fears show up, but that's also when, like you did, you stand in your faith and you come through it.
Yeah, yeah. And what this actually reminded me of a lot, Adriana, when we started out, we talked about the storytelling. And, you know, I had to really sit and think about a story that I could tell. And I think we get so bogged down in our daily lives, in our business and this and that, that we don't remember all these events that's happening actually every day that are our stories. And it's so important to because you know, when I thought of that one, I thought of so many others. And I must say, all my harrowing moments were really in water. I'm not a water person.
Wow.
Not at all. So yeah, we should really stop and appreciate our stories that have shaped us.
You're so right. When I'm talking with someone and they tell me I don't have a story to share, or I don't, you know, have anything to post on social media, or I don't have anything I could put in a book. And I said, no, that's just a symptom of not being present with your life, because there are so many stories within any given day.
Within any given day.
We just haven't acknowledged it. We haven't paused. And, you know, one of my favorite things to do when I'm laying in bed is to do a highlight reel. And so I'll go back from the beginning of my day and I'll be reliving and savoring those best moments, those sweet moments. Even if it's just, you know, yesterday I went and saw our first tulip in the yard opened. Went and
Oh, yes.
admired that tulip, you know?
Yeah.
This morning I told the boys, go brush your teeth and comb your hair. And Grant comes out with all my, you know, roller clips in his hair. And he says, I want to be like you, Mom. I want to do the business meeting today. I want to sit at your computer, chair. And what it allows us to do is to savor those moments versus laying in bed and thinking about all the things that didn't go the way we wanted them to, thinking about the things that we didn't get done, the things we could have done better. We can savor actually the beautiful stories of that day. So thank you for that reminder, Dina.
And I think it's a great tip for, you know, oh, yeah, thank you. A great tip for coaches and, as you say, you know, entrepreneurs who post, is just take a moment and jot down these little moments, you know, because they are all stories. There are stories inside of them that you can write about, and it's the everyday moments of our lives that we can appreciate in that way and share with others. And that reminds others to share their stories.
Sure does. And thank you for being that reminder today, Dina. Where can people learn more about you?
The best place is my website, dinamarais.com. There they'll find about publishing and about my coaching, everything that I do, and that's about me.
Beautiful. And congratulations on your launch last week and your upcoming book that I know you are announcing. I look forward to seeing all that you create.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you for being such a beautiful force in my life. I really appreciate you.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. I know that you are absolutely living your life purpose and you're shining bright. I see you popping up all over my world. So that's always good to see. And happy anniversary. I know you recently celebrated your anniversary. How many years?
39.
39. That's cheers to that. That's very
absolutely
important.
Yeah.
I want to remind everyone you do have a beautiful story to share. And if you'd like to share it here, reach out and send me a message. If you would like to share your story in our upcoming USA Today bestselling book, The Younger Self Letters, I have put the link where you can find more information and apply. Until next time, here's mining each moment for gold. And if you're going through a storm, just go through it. You have what it takes. You'll come out the other side. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Dina.
Thank you, Adriana.